Alright, good morning everybody. It is Tuesday, July 2nd, 2025, and we're about to run some more water for you guys, do another trucking video for y'all. Today we have 3 waters to Hazleton, 1 out of Tamaqua, 2 out of Hazleton, and then we're going to finish it off with the van load. Take the empty down to Vogelsville, grab the load, take it back up to Hazleton, and that'll finish off our night. So originally I was supposed to do 2 to Vogelsville and then grab the load first, but the itinerary changed, so now I got 3 Hazletons and then grab the empty first. So that's what we're gonna do, but we gotta pull up and try and stretch the hose out and clean this windshield off. There's quite a few big bug splats, and one of them is right in the camera eye, so it would be visible all day long if I don't clean it off. So we'll get it cleaned off, and hopefully we'll keep the bugs from splatting it back up again, but no guarantees on that. But get it cleaned off and then head on out and start doing our thing. All right, so we're on our way, and the morning clouds are clearing off. We're supposed to have a nice sunny day this afternoon. I don't know if it's going to be full-on cloudless skies or if it's going to be partly cloudy or what, but we're supposed to have a nice day today. Yesterday was a stormy day, and that's supposed to clear out. We're supposed to have a nice day. The humidity is supposed to drop, be about 85, just be a good, normal, perfect summer day. So, but we're on our way. Gonna go up to Tamaqua, get that first one, head on up to Hazleton with it. When we go up the hill, I will show you where that truck had crashed into the woods. When we go up the Mile Hill there, going up to Hazleton, because that's all open now, of course. It's been 4 days since that happened, but there should still be some visual effects of it, unless they fixed the guardrail already. So we'll check out that, and then after we go through Tamaqua and go up there with that first one, and we'll have 2 more of them up there. We'll stay in Hazleton, and then we'll grab that van and then come back down through Tamaqua to Vogelsville and so forth and so on. But yeah, today is supposed to be a really gorgeous day once these clouds fully clear out. And they said it would. They said it was going to clear up, and you can see it out there to the west. You got blue skies. If you look in the mirror, which you guys can, it's still gray and overcast. So, so we're right on the edge of clearing out and having a nice day here, and some full-on sunshine. So anyway, we'll talk to you when we get up there to the well. I haven't been in that well for a while, and see how things are playing up there, if it's going to load at a good rate or if it's going to load at a bad rate. I don't know how many drivers have been in and out of there all day today, so that pretty much decides on how well it's going to load or not by how many drivers were in there. So I guess we'll just talk to you when we get up there, and then you know the deal. The rest of the day we'll pick and choose places to talk to you and give you an update as we roll along. Alright, so we're here, and once we complete our circle, you'll see that we have to wait because there's a truck ahead of us, which doesn't usually happen too often at this particular well. So I'm going to have to wait at least a few minutes, depending on how long it's been since he started. If he just started, then I've got a half-hour wait, but we'll find out. We're going to go in a minute here after we set up and see how far along he is. But yep, we got to wait for our first load. Alright, so the other guy's out of here, and we're loading now. I had to wait about 15 minutes, so I sat inside and BS'd with him for a little bit. So he's on his way down to deliver to Vogelsville. We're loading up, and we're going to take ours up to Hazleton. It only took about 15 minutes, and he was done and out of here, so not too bad. And the rate's still good because it wasn't hit too hard today. He did 4 loads out of here. One other driver did 1 load out of here, so that's 5 total loads out of here since midnight. So the rate's in good shape, so no problems there. But it'd take us about 15 minutes to load our own here, and then we'll be out of here and head on up to Tamaqua and then up the Mile Hill and Interstate 81, so forth and so on until we get to the plant and unload up there. Now the nice thing up there is we never really have to wait for another truck. There's 3 unloading stations, and usually we're the only ones there unloading whenever we get there. Every now and again, somebody from another company will be unloading, but most of the time we have it to ourselves. So we'll talk to you on the way up. Like I said, I'll show you where that truck buried himself into the woods on Saturday morning, and then I'll talk to you when we get up to the plant itself. All right, as we always say, loaded and rolling, and we just missed the green light down here. Just before I turned the camera on, the light was green, so now we're gonna sit through a red cycle unless we can make the right turn on red, depending on how much traffic is coming down 309 here. We will see in a minute when we get here. There's Day and Ross. One car, we got one more coming straight, one that's gonna make a left and go out the way we're facing, and it looks like I'll be able to make that right turn on red, but there ain't nobody coming now. So there we go. So we're gonna go up 309 here through Tamaqua, which we'll probably show you later on when we come back north with the loaded van. So we'll hold that off for later. Traffic's gonna be heavy, and I'm probably gonna sit through a few traffic lights up here anyway, so it's not gonna be all that interesting. But I'm gonna roll up 309 here, go through Tamaqua, go up Hometown Hill, and then up the rest of the way to Hazleton. Today is Wednesday, which is Hometown Auction Day, and by auction, it's basically an indoor-outdoor flea market or swap meet, depending on what part of the country you live in and what you call it. But it creates a lot of traffic in Tamaqua and Hometown when that thing is going on every Wednesday, because it's a very popular flea market. So that's one of the things that ties up traffic in town on a Wednesday more than anything else. And usually it's all day long until you get to about 5, 6 o'clock, and then it kind of starts to settle down and you just get your regular commuter traffic. But right now you've got all that auction traffic. We're probably going to be backed up from Owl Creek Road all the way into town. I'll be surprised if we're not, but that's generally how it works on a Wednesday. So we will see, but we're moving right along, and like I told you, when we start going up the Mile Hill there toward Bacadoo, turn the camera on and see if we can see exactly where that truck buried himself, because I showed it to you in the Saturday video when we went out to Knoebels, but it was starting to get dark, and it wasn't the best video. So see what we can see going northbound here. Anyway, onward and upward. We'll talk to you up there, and then probably at the plant. All right, so climbing the hill, and up here I see some orange barrels where the guardrail's missing. You'll see where this truck went through at, and a lot of people thought he was going northbound because he was on this side of the road, but he was definitely going southbound and lost it on this turn and just went straight off into the woods there. Lucky he didn't get hurt or killed, because it went down about 75 feet. There's an embankment there. It's not just into the woods. It goes down into like a ravine. So he had to drop about 75 feet when he went through that guardrail and into the woods. He's lucky to walk away from that accident with only minor injuries, as was reported. So quite fortunate. Probably not going to have a job anymore, at least not with that company, but he's fortunate to be alive. And somebody made a comment on the post that showed the pictures that I got for you guys. They wondered how much the poor shape of this road played into the accident. Did he hit a rut or that broken up center divider there and lose control, or was it just a case of not stopping up here at this brake check area and having too much speed coming down? Nobody will probably ever know what caused that accident, but you can speculate on a bunch of things either way. But the main thing is that the guy wasn't seriously injured, but it could have been a lot worse. So. All right, so we're here unloading. It took a little while to get started because this one tank had a fairly new tank wash ticket and it wasn't updated in their system yet, so I needed to call inside the plant and get them to come out and check the wash ticket out and set it all up so that we could unload. But we are unloading as we speak, and of course there's a dry bulk tanker off to my right behind me, or not behind me, but behind the camera right now, unloading plastic resin pellets. And That pump that they run on those dry bulk tankers makes a lot of noise, and now he's beating on the tank to get the last of his pellets out. So a bit of a noisy environment here today, but we are unloading, and then from here we've got 2 of them out of the Hazleton well to bring back here. So we'll make quick work of those 2, and then we'll bobtail over and get the van and do that deal, and then see how it goes the rest of the night. All right, headed up for load number 2 up here at Hazleton. We got to get off this West Hazleton exit up here ahead of us, and then loop over the freeway, and then take a skinny country road westbound for a few miles, and then get back to the well where we're going to load up. So, I mean, this has turned into a beautiful day. As I said, it was gonna almost a Chamber of Commerce type of a day. Temperature on the truck says it's 87, but I swear this truck reads a little high by like about 5 degrees. So it's probably about 82, 83 here. And it is just gorgeous out. You see that sky, blue sky, a few puffy clouds. I mean, it just doesn't get any better. This is the kind of day you'd like to have all summer long, every day. Unfortunately, I think tomorrow it's supposed to be showery again. So we get 1 day break from the showers today, and then we get showers again, and then Friday the 4th, and the weekend is supposed to be nice, and I think next week again they want more showers. But I believe I'm going to be working the 4th. You have to request off for it generally, and I have not. There was a sign in the office that said that too many people had asked for time off, so it was going to be hard to get it if we could get it at all. So I got a feeling I'm going to be working on Friday the 4th, which wouldn't be bad if I was day shift, because I could get done probably about 2, 3 o'clock and still make a picnic and watch fireworks and stuff like that. But working this shift, it's going to put it right in the wheelhouse of most picnics and parties, so there's that. But anyway, we're a ways back here. The light is red. I don't know if we're going to make it through this light cycle, if we're going to get stuck sitting again on another one. It depends how heavy that big truck is up there up front. So we will see. And it's a long light as it is. It takes a long time for this light to go green for the ramp. So, well, I don't know if you can see over my shoulder, but we got one waiting on us, and there's another one behind him. So we got here just in time, but we're almost done. 5,500 gallon in, so we're almost done. We'll be getting out of their way shortly, but I can't do the outside video like I usually do. So, but yeah, a guy there with the Peterbilt and another one with a Freightliner back there. So I've got 2 of them waiting on me. So we got to hurry up and get out of here. All right, loaded and almost back out to 81. Let's see now. Light is green. Will it hold a green for us to make our turn? Looks like it will. All right, we're doing pretty good with traffic lights today, other than that one that we sat for a little bit, but we still made it through on the first cycle, and then we were able to make that left on the green, going the yellow arrow, which was the way to go there, because once I would have missed that arrow, then I would have had to sit through another light cycle, because they just keep coming up that hill and keep coming up that hill. So getting back on the interstate we are. Only got about a 2-mile ride, and we get off the next exit. Try and build up a little. Well, we got a triaxle coming. I ain't gonna pull out in front of this triaxle. Let him roll on by. Now he's braking. Oh, okay. Now he got over, but I was gonna defer because it's up to me to merge out onto the freeway. So I was gonna let him ride and fall in behind him, but he kind of slowed down and got over that hammer lane and gave me this lane. So that was nice of him. But I would have waited my turn. So we got out of there right quick. Hopefully those guys can load up quick and get on their way wherever they're going. But and we won't have to worry about them, because if any of them are going down to Fogelsville, it's going to take them 3 to 3.5 hours to get back. So nobody going to be in our way the next time we go to the well. All right, so we are done. You got to unhook, button her up, and go get another one. Drain the hose. That way it's not so heavy for the next person, who in this case is gonna be me. close up the truck. And then close up the hose. Lock her up. And we're good to go get another one. All right, I don't know what they're building off there to our right, but the past month they've been building some kind of a small warehouse there, or maybe a mechanical shop, or auto repair, or truck repair, or something. But boy, did they ever build a big old mound of dirt from what they excavated. And it keeps growing higher and higher and higher, so I don't know what they're going to do with that once they're done with the construction. But anyway, so I should have showed you actually hooking up there, but I didn't know I could stand the phone up, so when it was time to disconnect, I figured I'd try and lean the phone against the truck a little bit, and it seemed to work. But what I got to do is kind of invent a small stand that'll hold the phone wherever I want to set it. Not a full tripod, because there's no room for even a small tabletop tripod on the back of these trucks. But if I could make some kind of stand that'll hold it in position that I can set the phone down and then do a segment, that would be nice. Alright, so this time I have the place all to myself to load. Like I said, I don't know where they're going, but they shouldn't be back here for a little while. It'd probably take them longer than what it's taken me to do my turns. So we got it all to ourselves for the moment, and so we're loading here, and then we're gonna get going and head back over there to the Hazleton plant and get this one delivered. And then this will be the last one out of here for the day, because then we'll grab the van and take that down to Fogelsville. So the empty one goes down, the loaded one comes back up, and then that'll be our night. Then we gotta drop the van, grab our tank again, and then head back to the shop, and then that'll be our night. So this is why some of us aren't crazy about pulling the vans. Now, I don't mind pulling the vans. It's the process that we have to do to get the vans at both sides. I dropped my tank and I bobtailed over here. There's 8 trucks ahead of me. All I need to do is grab that empty and get out of here. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be over on the side of the building where we unload the tanks. Which means if I could just run down that row and locate my trailer, I'd be able to grab it and be out of here right quick. Be nice if we had a phone number that we could call to tell somebody, hey, we're picking up trailer number such and such, empty, going down to Fogelsville for the shuttle, and they can check it in their system. Instead of sitting here bobtail behind all these guys that are checking in to pick up loads, because we're probably going to be here about a half hour to 45 minutes. All right, so we found our empty over here. It was right where he told us it was going to be. It took us 20 minutes to, it took us 15 minutes to get through that line, and then 5 minutes to get around the plant and get back over here. So 20 minutes, so it was a little better than I thought. I said, what, a half hour to 45 minutes, so total process is going to take 20 minutes. I'm going to take my little 5-minute break here, and then we're going to be on our way. But we found it, we pre-tripped it, we're all good to go, and once I'm done taking my break, and then we're going to roll on south down to Fogelsville. So it wasn't quite as bad as I thought, but there are times where you will sit there for a while, especially down the other end. Sometimes it takes a good half hour to 40 minutes to get checked into that plant. Other times you get right in there 5 minutes, but you know, it's always what am I looking at? It varies. I mean, it can go either way. You know, you can either go in quick or you can wait in line, and it takes a crazy long time. So, but anyway, we'll be rolling here shortly. We'll talk to you on the way down. All right, fixing to get on 81 South. Now let's see if this guy's actually in the right lane. A lot of them misread the signs and then need to get back over to the right because they actually want to go northbound on 81 and not southbound. Signs are a little bit deceiving in the way they have the arrows set up. and it confuses some of the drivers that aren't familiar with the area. But I guess this is the way he wants to go. So we're rolling southbound with the empty. Let's see if this guy gets up to speed pretty quick, or if he's got a load on that we got to get around him. Let's see, we got Napa going by. Looks like we got a Schneider coming up, and then hopefully we'll be able to get out. No, Schneider moved over, and there's actually nobody coming behind him. There is nobody now. I finally seen my first car, but now there's a four-wheeler that he jumped right out into the freeway and didn't wait for the lane to actually merge over here. He just jumped right out into the freeway, and now he doesn't want to get over. Some of these drivers, I'm telling you. Now this guy seems to be getting going. You know, we'll hold back and see what he's going to do here. You know, he was moving, but now he's kind of holding back. Thought he was empty and he was going to get going, but then he just kind of, once he got out on the freeway, lollygagged a little bit. So let me get around him, get back in. I think that Schneider's an owner-operator, so he's going to roll pretty good. He's not going to be like a normal Schneider that's going to hold everything up, I don't think. I'm not saying Schneider holds everybody up, but I think they're governed at 65, so anybody wants to move just a little bit better, gotta get around him. But that dude, yeah, he's got to be an owner-operator because he's moving right along pretty good. It's not a typical Schneider color. It's not silver or white. It is a blue tractor, so I gotta believe he's one of them power-only fleets or a straight-up owner-operator pulling for Schneider. So he's moving along good. He's gonna pass that Napa up there. So we got a few miles interstate running, and then we go down that mile hill down into hometown, and then down the hometown hill into Tamaqua, and roll the flatland, and we got to climb the Blue Mountain, but we're empty, so we're going to roll it pretty good. Coming back up, we'll be loaded, and we'll pull it hard, but going down nice and easy. It's just the opposite of the water. When we pull the Blue Mountain, we're loaded going southbound, and when we have the vans, we're loaded going northbound. Alright, so we made it down to Fogelsville, but now we're sitting in line waiting our turn to check in. I think there's 3 trucks ahead of us. I think there's one at each call box, and then JB Hunt here in front of me, and then me, and then there's one, looks like 2 of them behind me. So busy place. Hopefully it moves along pretty quick. I don't see my trailer parked over there along the fence. I see plenty of open spots for me to drop this empty, but I wonder if mine is loaded yet, or if it's in the dock being loaded. Most of the time it's ready to go, but every now and again they're in the process of loading it when we get here to pick it up. So we'll see what happens, but we're gonna sit here probably about 10 minutes or so, at least, maybe 15 minutes. So we'll talk to you, like I said, once we get dropped and hooked and ready to go. Alright, so we're gonna have to take a little detour to our shop because I gotta get a mud flap put back on this thing. When the yard jockeys backed it in this spot, they backed it right up against the curb and ripped the driver's side mud flap off. Alright, so back to the yard we go, but we are not calling it. This guy passed me where he wasn't supposed to. He couldn't wait until he got up here where he was legally allowed to pass me. But anyway, we're going back to the yard, but we ain't going home yet. We gotta spend a half hour there, 15 minutes, whatever it's gonna take for our mechanic to throw a new mud flap on this trailer and get us back on our way. So oops. They put theirs, holy moly. I thought he wasn't gonna keep going. All of a sudden I feel like I got a target on my back. Whew. So anyway, I gave him a buzz and let him know that I'm on my way, so he should be there before I get there. So hopefully it won't take too long, and we can both be on our way to do what we need to do. right, so we got a little bit of orange sky going on up here, getting close to sunset. Let's see if it gets any better when we get to the plant to drop this trailer off. But it looked pretty cool right now. About 20 minutes to sunset. It's 8:10 p.m. right now, so it may get a little bit better in the next few minutes, but it doesn't look too bad now. Here's our exit, so we're getting close, but we are about a half hour behind schedule now with having to get the mud flap repaired. Actually, when they hit the curb, they tore the one mud flap completely off and had the other one hanging on by just 2 of the 4 bolts. So we just fixed them both up, put a new one on the one that was torn completely off, and then straighten the other one back out for now. So we got the red light here, so we're gonna have to wait. All right, so we are hooked up to the tank again, and we're ready to roll. They had us drop that in the yard, and went and got the paperwork signed, and so came around back here, hooked up to the tank, take a 5-minute break, and then we're gonna roll back. We gotta get fuel. I wouldn't need fuel if I didn't share the truck. If I didn't share the truck, I could probably run all day tomorrow and then fuel up tomorrow. I could run every other day, but since I'm sharing a truck now, I gotta fuel it up every single night. So, and roll down through Tamaqua, get ourselves some fuel, and head back to the yard, close out the daily paperwork and all that stuff, and then head home. All right, rolling into Tamaqua after dark. This day a lot longer than it should have been, sitting and waiting on both ends of the van. Really added some time to it, and then of course the sidetrack to get the mud flap fixed added to it as well, because it's 4 miles into the shop, 4 miles out of the shop, so that's 5 miles. 5 minutes in, 5 minutes out, and a half hour, so almost 45 minutes was what was lost going and getting that mud flap repaired. And somebody double parked here for some reason, but now they are moving. I'm not sure why all this parking here in front of that red car, and they had to double park there and kind of tie up traffic a little bit. I was gonna say, this light should turn green any minute, and it did. But yeah, it turned out to be a long day for what we actually did. Those 2 Hazleton water loads kind of knocked those out pretty quick because they're so close to the plant. And so we were in good shape until we got the van, and kind of things went a little sideways. Longer to check in and out at the gates than normal, and then, like I said, the mud flap, and I think, whoa, fireworks. I wondered about that. If I work Friday night, that ought to be interesting. We might be seeing fireworks all over the place, depending on how late I'm out. If I'm out, it's 9:11 right now, so if I'm out past 8:30 on Friday night, which is the 4th of July, then we'll probably be seeing fireworks all over the place. I was hoping whoever set that one up would set one more up and we catch it on camera, but I guess not. That was a one and doneer. I won't know till tomorrow night if I'm working Friday or not, but chances are I will, because I think a lot of the full-timers are going to ask for off. I did get my off time request in early enough, and there was a note on the desk in the driver's room that said that he was pretty much booked up with time off requests. So it's pretty likely, unless everything is going to be super slow, that I will probably work on the 4th. We will see. But anyway, we went through Tamaqua. Now it's going to be dark most of the rest of the way down. We're going to get fuel and then go back in Parker for the night.